Babysitters seem to be all the rage with this week's movies. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with The Sitter. This is a donation reward for Isabella, actually. So thank you, Isabella, for donating for this. So I don't know anything about this movie. I don't know anything about it. I don't know who's in it. I don't know anything. Um, and all I know is it's called The Sitter, and I believe it's R-rated normally, but the file I got says unrated version. So, okay, that's interesting. So, yeah, the first movie we did this week was Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, and now we have The Sitter. Kind of a theme going on here. This wasn't entirely intentional originally. I was going to do a different movie, but decided to switch. And I wanted to do one of Isabella's rewards, because I don't get to those that often. Mostly because, you know, no one donates as much as Venom, so I tend to get to Venom's rewards a lot more often just because there's more of them. But I definitely wanted to get to one of Isabella's. It's been a while. It's been a little bit. And so I just decided on this one. It's as simple as that. So, yeah. There's not really much of anything to go off even with the title here, because it's just like The Sitter, like a babysitter. Not much to work with there. Again, I don't know who's in this and all. When I was getting the movie, like, I avoided looking at, like, what the poster might show. I didn't even notice what the date was, like if it said like a year next to it. I actively avoid looking at that stuff. um, because I don't want to be spoiled. And that could lead to some interesting reactions. So I don't really have much to say going into this. Like I said, I don't really have context for anything, and I don't I don't know anything about it. But I guess we'll see. It's not a super long movie, based on what it shows in the VLC media player. So I guess we'll just get this going and see what this movie has in store for us. So let's do so. Cutting in here real quick to remind you of all the awesome content we have on the channel. Between Monday and Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions with 2 on Wednesday. We also have movie reactions every Saturday and Sunday. I do pre-record them during the week, but upload them on the weekend. We have gaming content as well on our secondary channel, Princess of Gaming. Every single day we upload parts of Baldur's Gate 3, and every other day is Horizon Forbidden West. But on Saturdays, we also get to Nier Automata. Don't forget to click the link in the description for today's reaction. I redirect everything on the channel just because of copyright. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click that like button. It helps out the channel and allows me to get more of this awesome content to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's get on with today's reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So there's a 1987 movie called Adventures in Babysitting, about a teenage girl who takes on a babysitting gig for 3 kids and basically ends up going on this journey around town and the general area, getting into all these crazy shenanigans with these kids. From things involving crime to trying to, get to her friend and everything, and various things like that. This movie feels like it's trying to be a version of that. and failing in every conceivable way. I can't say with any certainty because it's a hard claim to make off the top of your head. I would have to like really go back and think about it, but I think this might be the worst movie I've reacted to. Like from every level, from a conceptual level to an acting level to a writing and dialogue, everything is bad. The soundtrack is terrible. The the movie is filled with the movie is filled with racism. It has let's be honest, homophobia and possibly transphobia. There's this person at Carl's who is like depicted as like a woman with like, long hair and wearing feminine clothes and all. She's shown like when she's embracing Carl at one point as being like really muscular, and then later on in the movie it's barely audible, but you can hear someone say something along the lines of, is that a man or a woman? And I think that's supposed to be a joke in a joke about like trans people. And it's like, I know this movie, like this movie apparently came out in like 2011, I think I read. But I mean, that's not okay. That's never okay. No matter when it came out, that's not okay. And with the homophobia, like the way they handled Slater's coming out, which was problematic in and of itself. The idea of like forcing someone to come out and like forcing him to quote unquote acknowledge being gay is extremely problematic, but also making assumptions based on narrow-minded viewpoints that he is gay, and then like using that to say like, oh, you'll become fashionable and smell nice and stuff. It's like that, so you're just egregiously stereotyping things as well. It's just like, what the fuck? And then there's just like so much racism, it's not funny. Of course, I think Jonah Hill does that in most things he's in. He's one of those actors who for some reason pretends to act like he's a gangster or something. And it's like that's something I've seen him do in various things, and it's like just it's so fucking cringe. Nothing he I don't think I've seen a single performance from him that's been funny. I've seen movies that he's been in that have been funny in spite of him, but I don't think I've seen him ever actually be funny. Or, even just a fucking good actor. He's a terrible actor. He's absolute dog shit. Like, nothing on him as a person, because I don't entirely know what he's like as a person. But in terms of acting, one of the worst actors I have ever seen. And I'm putting that up like with against kid actors too. He is so bad at acting. And then it's like it almost seems like every movie I've seen him in also is like excessive wish fulfillment. And it's like, dude, are you trying to make up for something here? Are you trying to like? Why are all your movies having you unrealistically get the girl and stuff. And again, I'm not saying this like as in he couldn't get a girl as in the actual person. The characters he's playing, this character here, Noah, no. He would never fucking get any girl. He is like the worst. He is such a terrible person. He's a cringy piece of shit. Like, neither of these girls that he had in this movie would have ever gotten to him. Oh, and that thing at the beginning, apparently nice guys give the best head. He's supposed to be a nice guy stereotype? That's what they're going for? Because that's not what he is. At all. It feels like every time Jonah Hill does a movie, it's just wish fulfillment for him. And again, with the lack of good acting, absolutely no funny comedy, and just cringe, annoying bullshit the entire time. It's like, what else am I supposed to think about this movie other than finding it to be super actively bad? Like, I'm really confused because the thing is, Isabella, you donated for this. Why? Was it to see like my reaction to this, to see how I reacted to a movie like this, or I'm starting to wonder if I got the wrong movie, because you don't usually request movies like this typically. This feels like it's very out of the wheelhouse for the typical movies you request. And I'm genuinely kind of wondering if I got the wrong movie. And if this is the right movie, if this is the movie you wanted me to react to, I mean, no harm. I've always said I'll react to anything, but I'm just kind of curious as to why. Like, why specifically did you want me to react to this? Was it just for the sake of seeing how I'd react to it? Like, what I'd think of this kind of thing? I don't know. But I'm serious when I say this feels like a really fucking terrible version of Adventures in Babysitting. It has a very similar concept. It's not exactly the same. There's notable differences. But there is a similar concept to it. Just from that simple conceptual level, it's pretty accurate. And the thing is, I love Adventures in Babysitting. I think it's a great movie because it does it well. There's, actual comedy in it. It's not super cringe. It has good actors. It's like the best actor in this movie was Sam Rockwell. And it seemed like his only direction was just be crazy. Just be weird and crazy. And you're good. You're golden. I'm not even entirely blaming Sam Rockwell for this performance. I think it's the director. The writer and director. It's like, putting Sam Rockwell in a performance like this is almost kind of insulting. Like, this dude's a great actor. And this is what you're doing with him? This is the guy who was in the Green Mile. And you're doing this with him? You're wasting Sam Rockwell like this. That's just... You don't do that. Come on. Oh, and that bar scene, by the way. Oh my god, that was bad for a lot of reasons. Shit ton of racism. But on top of that, excessive cringe, and, most notably, bullshit. Nothing he did there would have won those people over. They would not have been won over by him and would not have been able to come help him in the end. They would have beat the shit out of him. They would have absolutely beat the shit out of him. And him taking it like a champ or whatever and getting back up and all wouldn't have endeared him to them because he's tougher than they thought. No. Again, this comes across as wish fulfillment. Nothing about it is logical or makes any sense. Nothing about it works from a writing perspective. It's so bad. It's so bad. I genuinely don't know if I've seen a movie this bad on the channel. And it's like the kids even. It's like, okay, you're gonna have you want to have the kids be troubled because that causes more shenanigans and stuff. I think you went beyond that. I think you went too far with how troubled these kids are. You tried to like take it in the extreme direction to make it a joke, to make it funny. It wasn't funny. It wasn't a joke. It was just like you just made these kids like, well, at least two of them horrifically terrible. And the other one is like semi-reasonable, but also is just actively portrayed as being the most annoying fucking kid in the world, which is really fucked up considering, like, you know, this kid has some issues and everything and that he's trying to work through. It clearly has like some problems making friends and stuff like that. And it's like you're just you first of all trying to explain all of that away with him being gay is bullshit. Honestly, the kid came off as autistic more than anything. Trying to explain away everything with being gay and saying he didn't need his medicine is bullshit and dangerous. It is a stupid thing to showcase in here and really fucked up. But like the other kids, Blythe is a fucking psycho. She's crazy and weird and not in a good way. It's just like she's so fucking cringe and annoying. And I can't stand her. And then Rodrigo, you know, beyond being an excessively terrible racist stereotype, because, you know, you can't have a troubled kid who happens to be a adopted Hispanic kid without them being, you know, super into explosives, a massive troublemaker, and everything, being like this terrible, psychotic, wild child. You know, because there's not other things you could have done. No. No, you have to go with, like, the most negative stereotypes of Hispanic people you possibly can, just to be as insulting as possible. It's just, it's so bad. It's so fucking bad. There was literally nothing enjoyable about this. Not a single scene, not a single joke, not a single character, nothing. Nothing was funny, nothing was entertaining, nothing was enjoyable. Honestly, if anything, it gave me a headache. And I'm just more pissed off than anything after watching this. This is just I don't have anything more to say about it. It's just that bad. It's that terrible and stupid. It's possibly the worst movie I've reacted to on the channel. And that goes for previous channels too, by the way. It's just, it's so bad. And honestly, I kind of want to just forget this movie even exists. That would be nice. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this movie. And I want to make it clear, just because this is one of the worst movies for me doesn't mean it has to be for you. I'm not trying to sway your view on things. I'm just sharing my own. I'm sharing my opinion based on my experience. If you like this movie, that's fine. You're allowed to like it. But I'm also allowed to hate it. To say it might be one of the worst movies I've seen, much less one of the worst I've reacted to. I'll have to think a little bit about that, but it might be down there. Well, tell me your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Thank you for donating for this, Isabella. For now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off, I guess. See y'all next time.